Today is Monday, September 17th, 2018. The time is 6:32 p.m. This is the Pleasantville City Council work meeting. This meeting has been advertised in the local newspapers in conformance with the Open Public Meeting Act, otherwise known as the Sunshine Law. Roll call, please.
Swan. Here. Sistrom. Scott. Harmon. Christmas. Allen.
Here.
Ward.
Here.
4 in attendance.
Okay. If everyone's had a chance to read the minutes, I'd like to have approval for the previous minutes.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays or abstentions? Okay. Agenda items, please.
Okay, first on the agenda is ordinance number 13, first reading, amending chapter 207, article 1 of the code entitled property maintenance in the city.
Are there any questions or comments? Okay.
Ordinance number 14, first reading, amending chapter 278, article 12 of the code entitled vehicles and traffic in the city.
Questions or comments? Next, please.
Resolution 149, authorizing a place-to-place expansion of premises or culinary retail consumption liquor license to National Properties 2, LLC, doing business as Decatur Liquors.
Questions? Next, please.
Resolution 150, approving the renewal of a culinary retail consumption liquor license to Raven Pleasantveille, LLC, for the 2018-19 terms.
Any questions or comments? Next, please.
Resolution 151, providing for a budget surge into the 2018 budget.
Questions? Comments? Okay.
Resolution 152, authorizing the tax collector to collect tax lien investors realauction.com to handle our electronic tax sale.
Any questions or comments? Okay.
Resolution 153, authorizing agreement with the South Jersey Federal Credit Union for the placement of an automatic teller machine in the city.
Any questions or comments?
Just a question. Will that benefit both parties? Did we request this or did they request?
They approached the city councilman.
So they requested.
Yes, they did. Yep.
Will they give us any dividends?
No.
Convenience of it.
It's just, yes, it's convenient.
So the convenience for the taxpayers.
Yes.
We'll negotiate later on.
I don't think that's going to happen, Mr. Harmon. Anything else? Okay.
Sorry. Resolution 154, authorizing the Atlantic County clerk to print an interpretive statement with the previously authorized referendum question on the official ballot at the general election held on November 6, 2018.
Any questions or comments? Okay, next, please.
Resolution 155, sell property block 64, lot 16, actually known as 129 South Main Street, for a minimum bid of $50,000. This bid will take place at the regular meeting.
Okay.
Next is the bill list.
Good evening. Not too many bills this time since it was only 10 days since our last council meeting. But I do want to point out again some large items. I hope you got a revision of page 1, which I had neglected to put on the third quarter payment for the Lane County Utility Authority for the wastewater management, for their wastewater processing that they do for the city. Other than that, we have very few, we have over on page 5 of the bills to be paid. Pleasantville Board of Education, their $737,000 that we pay monthly based on the taxes that we collect on their behalf. And then bill that were paid between the last council meeting and this one, there were a few. And then the first one I neglected to put on the bill list, some bills for Parker McKay. That was, we took care of that right after the meeting. And then third one down is Tedesco for their summer food program. That is the balance of the money that we owed them for providing food for our children during the summer. And then, of course, the payroll from the last pay period. Other than that, like I said, there were very few bills or any large items, just normal operating bills that we handle on a monthly basis.
Any questions about the bill list? Anyone? Okay, thank you, Barry. Okay, at this time, anyone from the public that wishes to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your concern about agenda items only.
Seeing none, I make the necessary motion. Close the public portion. Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All righty. At this time, we'll have comments from mayor. Anything? Councilman? Anything? And I'd like to have a motion to close the work session.
So moved.
All those in favor? Aye. Good evening, thank you for coming out. Excuse me. Today is Monday, September 17, 2018. The time is 6:39 p.m. This is the Pleasantville City Council meeting. This meeting has been advertised in the local newspapers in conformance with the Open Public Meeting Act, otherwise known as the Sunshine Law. Will you please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the flag salute? Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Swan.
Here.
Cisco. Scott. Harmon. Christmas. Allen.
Here.
Ward.
Here.
Four in attendance.
Okay, I'd like to have a motion to dispense with the readings of the previous minutes.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions have the same privilege. Okay. Okay, Mary, do you have anything this evening?
Unfortunately, I don't.
Okay. All right.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Ms. King, I'll
Okay, first on the agenda is ordinance number 13, first reading, amended chapter 207, article 1 of the code entitled property maintenance in the city.
Yes, sir, motion.
Second.
Swan.
Yes.
Harmon.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Ordinance moved to second reading. Ordinance number 14, amending chapter 278, article 12 of the code entitled vehicles and traffic in the city, first reading.
Motion.
Second.
Swan.
Yes.
Harmon.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Ordinance moved to second reading. Resolution 149, authorizing a place-to-place expansion of premises to plenary retail consumption liquor license to National Properties 2 LLC, doing business as Decatur Liquors.
So moved. Second.
Swan.
Yes.
Harmon.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Resolution approved. Resolution 150, approving renewal of preliminary retail consumption liquor license to Raby Pleasantveille LLC for the 2018 through 19 terms.
So moved.
Second.
Swan.
Yes.
Harmon.
Question, Madam President. I think that's the one. Was this from the grant? No, it was something that was left out. The insertion.
Of the budget insertion?
Excuse me, Councilman, we're on resolution 150.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't care.
okay. Okay, so that's a yes, Councilman Hall?
Yes.
Okay, Allen?
Yes.
Ward?
Yes.
Resolution approved. Resolution 151, providing for a budget insertion into the 2018 budget.
Okay. So moved. Second.
Swan?
Yes.
Harmon?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Ward?
Yes.
Resolution approved. Resolution 152, authorizing tax collector to contact tax lien investors, realauction.com, to handle our electronic tax sale.
So moved.
Second.
Swan?
Yes.
Harmon?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Ward?
Yes.
Resolution approved. Resolution 153, authorizing agreement with South Jersey Federal Credit Union for the placement of an automatic teller machine in the city.
Second.
Swan?
Yes.
Harmon?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Ward?
Yes.
Resolution approved. Resolution 154, authorizing the Atlantic County Clerk to print an interpretive statement with the previously authorized referendum question on the official ballot at the general election held on November the 6th, 2018.
So moved. Second.
Swan?
Yes.
Harmon?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Ward?
Yes.
Resolution approved. Resolution 155, sell property block 64, lot 16, actually known as 129 South Main Street, for a minimum bid of $50,000. Auction will be held.
So moved.
Well, we have to do
You're not there yet.
Yeah.
Are we okay
Yes.
for the auction? Pursuant to Resolution 155 of 2018, the City of Pleasantville is now offering for sale Block 64, Lot 16, which property is also known as 129 South Main Street. The minimum bid for this property is $50,000. A 10% deposit of the minimum bid will be required from the successful bidder this evening. In the event, and that must be by cash or certified check, in the event that the final purchase price is in excess of the minimum, the successful bidder will have an additional 72 hours from the time of bidding to post an additional 10%, that being the difference between the 10% of the minimum and the 10% of the final purchase price. The total deposit will be maintained by the city as a non-refundable deposit. Settlement will take place within 30 days. Bidders are asked to stand, identify themselves by name and address, and state their bid. To the extent that there are multiple bidders, we will continue to alternate between bidders until such time as the matter is resolved. At this time, the city is offering for sale 129 South Main Street, Block 64, Lot 16. The minimum bid is $50,000. Are there any bids? Yes, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gustavo A. Reyes. My address is 17 West Wright, Pleasantville, New Jersey, 08232.
Okay, sir, would you be so kind as to state your name again and spell it for me, just so I have it correctly?
Gustavo,
Yes, sir.
middle initial A,
I'm
my
sorry, say
last
again?
name A, that's my middle initial.
Okay, middle initial.
Right, and my last name is R-E-Y-E-S.
R-A-Y.
R-E-Y-E-S.
Reyes, okay. Thank you, sir. Mr. Reyes, you've stood the bid. What is your bid, sir?
I would like to bid $35,000, sir.
The minimum bid for this property is $50,000. That bidding will start at $50,000.
All right, my wife and I, we're gonna bid 50 grand.
$50,000?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. The City of Pleasantville has received an initial bid for this property for $50,000. Are there other bids?
Jonathan Diego, D as in David, I-E-G-O, 317 Fox Run Circle, Egg Harbor Township,
And Mr. Diego, your bid.
52.5.
City of Pleasantville has received a bid in the amount of $52,500. Are there other bids?
We go by 56, you know.
I'm sorry, sir?
56, sir.
56. City of Pleasantville has now received a bid on this property of $56,000. Are there other bids?
58.
$58,000 has been bid on the property. Are there other bids? $58,000 has been bid on the property.
60,000, sir.
$60,000 has been bid on Block 64, Lot 16. $60,000. Are there other bids?
62.
$62,000 has been bid on the property pursuant to Resolution 155-218. $62,000 has been bid. Are there other bids? $62,000 has been bid for 129 South Main Street. Are there other bids? This will be the final call for bids at this amount. $62,000 has been bid for Block 64, Lot 16, otherwise known as 129 South Main Street. $62,000 has been bid. Are there other bids? Madam President, it appears that there are no further bids. Mr. Diego has bid $62,000. A motion to close bidding would be in order at this point in time.
Make the motion. Second.
And this is on the closing of bids. This is not the moving of the resolution just yet. Closing of bids has been moved. Okay? Do you know that need a roll call? Did you take a vote on that? You did a voice vote? Please.
Nays or abstentions?
Bids are closed. Mr. Diego, could you present your check for the minimum amount, the $5,000, to the clerk, please?
Have cash, 5,000.
Cash and $5,000. I'm not, but you are.
I didn't want to do. I think I asked for cashier check it now.
Oh, you did mention that, but the resolution say cash, so
I thought I asked for cash, but nevertheless,
I'll walk you across the street.
thank God they're all in $100 bills. So I brought my calculator to make sure I added it right.
No,
All right, here
Maybe that's
it
what
is.
it said.
Here, here's the receipt of cash. And then you're gonna owe me a balance of $1,200.
Sure.
Okay, you have.
72 hours, right?
72 hours to produce that check.
Will do.
And I'm gonna put that down on
And
$1,200.
that's cash or cashier's check again?
No, you're not gonna come off for cash, you're gonna go with cashier
Does
check.
it cost me money for a cashier's check?
Okay.
Madam President, the appropriate deposit in the amount of $5,000 has been received. As to Resolution 155, the way it was presented in your packet, it had a couple of blanks in it because at the time of production, we did not know who the bidder would be or who the amount would, what the amount would be. It would be appropriate to insert the name of Jonathan Diego in this resolution, and would insert the amount of $62,000. With those insertions, it would be appropriate to move Resolution 155.
Yes, sir, motion.
Swan,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
resolution approved. I need a motion to pay for bills.
Second.
Swan,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
motion approved. I need a motion for bingo.
So moved.
Second.
Swan,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Ward,
Yes.
motion approved. Next is public portion.
Anyone from the public that wishes to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your concern.
Jonathan Diego, 317 Fox Run Circle, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. Born and raised here in Pleasantville, went to North Main and Pleasantville High School, and I'm looking forward to opening up my office back here in Pleasantville.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We look forward to it.
I look forward to it also.
Okay, take care, Jonathan. Anyone else from the public? Seeing none, I'd like to have a motion to close the public portion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, public portion is closed. We'll have comments from city council. Stanley, from Councilman
Good
Swan.
evening. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Have a great night.
Councilman Harmon.
Thanks for the presence. Happy to see the old spirit come back selling properties. And our police department, public safety department is very busy in a heavy campaign to make Pleasantville a safer city. And this is the spirit that I believe, and stated before, that this will attract businesses and residents back to our great city of Pleasantville. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Harmon. Councilman Howard.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I too just want to say thank you for coming out and have a great evening.
Thank you. Did you say that?
Just a comment, I think it's appropriate to just recognize Parker McKay, because the city is not landlords, and they took us through this foreclosure process. Unfortunately, we had to experience that, but they took us through that in a very professional and quick manner. I don't know, that property was not on for sale for long, very long at all. So I just want to thank you for your assistance with that, and as you see, it's sold tonight, and we can get a rateable back in town.
And I just want to say I'm glad to have Jonathan Diego back in Pleasantville. I think it'll be an asset to that corner. He's very dedicated to the city of Pleasantville, and it's something that we need in that area. I want to mention about the town hall informational meeting. I think it was very successful, very informative. I think the people that were there left, and they probably will be our ambassadors to sell or, to encourage people to vote yes. So that was very well attended and very informational.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I just want to say thank you for coming out, and congratulations to Jonathan. I look forward to it. I know, I talked to him last week. He was excited and hoping he would be the successful bidder. So I'm glad that worked out for him. And thanks to you, Fred. Mr. Cerny.
Always a pleasure. Never had a bad day in Pleasantville.
And if nothing else, I'd like to have a motion adjourned.
Super.
All in favor?